Hi, I'm Charmayne James, and I'm going to talk about the approach to the second barrel. I'm going to go ahead and walk on around this first barrel. And once I get around the back side of this first barrel, the first thing that I want to do is make sure that my eyes are looking about 4 feet to the right and 3 or 4 feet past it, because the turn is actually 3 or 4 feet past it. So if I don't immediately look up at that spot, then I know that my depth perception is going to be set a little bit short. And the last thing you want to do when you're running is to slow down a little bit early, because it's going to affect your time. You're going to have a little bit slower time. So when you go to the second barrel, I just make sure I look over my outside ear and keep my eyes moving all the way up to 4 feet to the right, 3 or 4 feet past it, making sure that I keep my horse's head and shoulders in a line. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to show you my hands. Some things that you don't want to do with your hands. So when you're going across to this second barrel, you don't want to go across holding a lot more pressure down the inside rein, going in with the nose turned in. The shoulders are kind of going the correct way, but you don't want their head turned to the inside. Okay. When you go to that second barrel, you want to notice how much more comfortable your horse will be if you'll just come around this barrel and make sure that you aim her head, just kind of like you were aiming a gun. You just point her head, point her shoulders, and you just keep aiming it all the way across the arena. And make sure that your weight stays sitting to the outside, because if your weight comes to the inside, your horse automatically goes in. I just made my horse turn right in front of the barrel just because I moved my weight to the inside, okay? So you want to make sure that you keep your weight sitting to the outside all the way into the barrels. And then make sure you're sitting down. Most horses usually rate pretty good and turn the second barrel pretty good. If anything, they may want to rate a little too much. So when you sit down, make sure that when you sit down and get ready for that turn, you're sitting, and then you can keep kind of bumping with your feet all the way up to that 3 or 4 feet past the barrel. But don't quit moving your feet. A lot of riders get to this spot right here and they may throw their hand forward in that turn to get up past that barrel a little bit if they have intentions of going past it. But if you throw your hand forward, that horse is going to get on his front end a little bit, and when he puts all his weight on the front end, they just don't turn efficient. You want to keep that weight kind of on the back end, more like a motorboat type effect, and that should help your approach, help your turn. Make sure you keep your elbow bent all the way around that turn.